Welcome, this is Scott Tanker. I am host of Breakfast with the Boss each and every Thursday from 9 to 9:30 and 9:30 to 10, or sometimes 9:30 to 10 and 10 to 10:30. The reality is we're here each and every Thursday to meet people who are interesting, who are productive, who love life and want to share what they do with you. And as you know, it has to have a passion, a purpose, it's moral, and it's legal. Today I have somebody that I bet you don't meet every day of the week. It's someone who has what I've recently found out, a very strong energy field around him, that he feels as if living life is different than working and living life. So he has a passion for living life and letting the work take care of itself. Please say hello to Herb Palmer Jr. How are you, Herb?
Hello, how are you?
Good. Pleasure to meet you. Now, we're going to go into so many things, and you've had such a storied history.
It's been an interesting journey.
We want to hear a lot about it, but we're going to talk about a little bit first is, where did you come from? Everybody wants to know how you got to where you are, but let's start short. You were raised in North Jersey, or?
Yeah, North Jersey, Morris Plains area, Morris County.
Okay, and you were, normal guy, went to high school, did all the stuff,
relatively
right?
normal.
Relatively
I
normal.
wrestled, I played football.
Right.
But as school started to get passed, I realized I was pretty angry and I drank too much.
Okay.
And there was some problems.
Okay, so some things hit you, and you had an aha moment at some point.
Oh, yeah.
I read about 1987, but maybe it was even earlier.
Yeah.
When you had an aha moment that said, something's wrong or something's right, and I figured out one of those.
Exactly. Yeah,
Right.
my brain blew a fuse and I figured out how to do it.
Okay.
And then I had to read hundreds of books and courses and work on myself and figure out what my soul journey was to get to the root of why I stopped myself, because most people don't even look.
So was your aha moment when you were really, really down in the dumps, or was your aha moment?
Rock bottom.
Because a lot of people have aha moments that are different than that.
Yeah, it was a rock bottom aha moment.
Okay, so you hit rock bottom. You said either I'm going to fix myself or I'm not going
I'm
to
going to be dead or I'm going to be in jail.
Okay,
That's what I
so
said.
your next step was?
Ask for some spiritual help. I grew up religious, Presbyterian, but God to me was an interesting concept, but
Right.
I didn't have a connection. So
Right.
I asked for help, and I got it. It's a whole story, what happened to me in Florida and stuff. I don't know if we have time for the whole story, but basically I asked for help from a higher power other than me. I got it, and then I started on my journey of basically studying. I read hundreds of books and courses about philosophy and all psychology and who you are, how you function, why things happen. There's no thing as coincidence. Things happen for a reason. You just have to find the reasons.
When you read all these books, you must have found a few mentors in these books, let alone maybe some people who you ran across during the course of this transition. Yeah,
there's been some mentors over the years. I love the Napoleon Hill book, Think and Grow Rich, key
Right.
book.
I read the most recent one, The Devil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Tony Robbins stuff. Tony Robbins was really kind of just starting out around the time that I had my issues and incidents, and I'm like, there's a guy who's around my age and he's like got it. What's he doing that I'm not doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I started looking at belief systems and subconscious mind and choices and association and all those things.
Now, and I find this very interesting, so please tolerate my questions if you don't mind. A lot of people, they say, wait a second, it's just about attitude. I don't want to hear all the other junk. If I have the right attitude, then everything else is good. Is there more than that?
Yeah. If you don't have access to your subconscious mind, you're going to keep smashing into the same walls and wondering why. Because your subconscious is either your worst friend, your best friend, or your worst enemy, and most people don't even know that it's their worst enemy, and they don't have access to it.
So when you were hit rock bottom, you had a call to a higher authority, and it hit you. You connected. I don't know if that means you're born again or just connected in so many different ways.
No, it means that I became awake. As Buddha said when he sat under the tree for all those years, who are you? Are you a god? Are you this? He goes, I am awake. So I woke up, and then I had to go study.
Okay. And where did you go study? On your own?
Planet Earth.
Oh, okay. So you read books?
Yeah, I took a couple courses here and there, but it was just, I didn't go to a university. I went to the University of Life.
Right, I gotcha. No, I'm all for that because a lot of people, I think, live their life in a shell, not understanding.
A lobster shell.
Sometimes a lobster shell, yeah. That's right. We'll get to that in a minute. Don't go ahead of me. But I find what you do very interesting. There's a lot of people out there who are lost in the world of day to day. I get up, I go to bed, making a living, and not really enjoying life the way they thought it could be. And I feel like I've changed my thinking as a result of some incidents in my life that don't always have to be down in the dumps, but the incidents that created what I now say is I'm going to live my life as if I retired.
Absolutely.
Even though I haven't retired.
Because you get paid while you're sleeping. And if you get paid while you're sleeping, you can live your life like you're retired.
Right. Whether I am or not doesn't matter.
Exactly.
So now you found a place for all this, and I noticed that you do Reiki. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I'm a Reiki master. I'm a healer. I never made a full-time living at it, but I was taught probably 20 years ago by a teacher, and he worked on me, and I had never had any kind of energy work done before. And when I felt stuff moving and shifting around, and he goes, when we were finished, he goes, you have the ability to do this, and if you want, I'll teach you. And he apprenticed with me for 6 months. We worked on cancer patients and AIDS patients and all kinds of stuff. But really, it might take 30 or 40 years for you to create cancer, but it's a belief system. If you have this rage inside, you're gonna probably create a disease. It's the mind, body, spirit connection.
Right.
From my perspective, my opinion, that just cutting off body parts and giving you pills is not the answer. You got to look at the emotional, spiritual component to who you are as a human.
And I would guess that one of the major issues is stress.
Yeah, stress, but the stress comes from someone not following their passion.
Wrong thinking.
They're not living their dream. So yeah, it could cause some stress, making a living.
Do you get stress?
Everybody gets some stress. It's how do you dissipate it?
Right.
How do you change your breathing? Do you walk around the building? Do you meditate? Nobody is. I don't think anybody on the planet has no stress. Even Buddha or Christ, they were all stressed out. It's just how you handle it.
Right. Which then we go back to attitude, and I don't mean to simplify things, but there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
Because you can have a good attitude, but you may not have all the energy. So you gotta have a good thought process.
Yeah, a good belief system.
A good belief system. So what are 2 things that people do that they shouldn't do?
Well, I don't like should or shouldn't.
All right. Well,
but basically, I think that you want to be following your dreams and your passion, and a lot of people give up too early in life on that. They're like, oh, I can't make a living doing this, so I'll just get a job.
Right.
And they get a job for 30 or 40 years, and they don't really live their life.
Right.
Then they retire and go, what happened to my life?
Right.
Yeah. So that's one of the answers. You wanted 2, right? The other is personal development, working on yourself. I mean, most people when they get out of school, they stop reading, they stop studying, but it's a never-ending journey of studying and learning.
I think we have to talk some more. We do have to take a break. I'm with Robert Palmer.
Herbert Palmer.
Robert Palmer is the musician.
He's a musician.
Herbert Palmer Jr.
Emerson
is
Lincoln
an
Palmer.
energy aficionado, and you can get a hold of him, by the way, to talk to him at 973-223-8840. But stay with us because we're going to talk a lot more about his book. It's called The Lobster and the Chicken, and you really want to understand what that means. Talk to you in a minute.
Hi, my name's Casey Price, host of a brand new show called Everyday Elder Care. My show will help you take the stress out of caring for your elderly loved one by educating you about options and solutions you may not even know exist. Tune in every Tuesday at noon on RVN TV. We'll see you there.
Imagine the finest hand-selected USDA prime steak you'll ever have. The freshest line-caught seafood, our Wine Spectator award-winning wine list, and soul-satisfying desserts. Bring that together with the perfect date, the winning business deal, a memorable family celebration. Welcome to Rod's Steak and Seafood Grill in nearby Morristown, New Jersey. Bring your appetite and feed your passion.
Welcome back. This is Scott Tanker. I am with Herbert Palmer Jr. He's got energy, not muscle energy, but he has mental energy, and he has this aura around him that just feels like there's something going on in there.
There's something going on.
There's definitely something going on in there. Now, let's talk a little bit about, you got into a position where you said, I want to share what I've learned with others. I want others to feel as good as I do. I want others to see the world in a different way for themselves, but see it differently because you find so many people that are just everyday people
Surviving.
Now, we have this book here, ladies and gentlemen, called The Lobster and the Chicken. Now, it looks
I'm
like...
the lobster, my ex-girlfriend's the chicken.
Well, there you go. Now, this is an adult book, although it's written in a very simplified form, but it has an incredible set of messages that I want you to share with us and how this came about.
Yeah, well, it's the journey that we all take through life. The lobster and chicken travel through life to meet people as we all do in life. So 12 taxis, all their baggage, all of our stuff, follow them. And as they learn the lessons and meet the people, They leave their taxis and baggage and become fully human at the end of the story.
Now, is a lobster someone who is shy? Is that represents shyness? Chicken's not so shy?
Shellfish.
Yeah, shelter.
Guarded. Swords, weapons, nobody gets in.
Right.
So a lot of metaphors. And
Right.
the chicken, we put red sneakers on her, and she would always run away when a relationship got crazy. So we put red sneakers on her, and so she ran away. And so it's their journey of who they become, following their passion, taking their soul journey through life. You know, it's kind of a spiritual relationship book, is what it is.
And people have picked up on it.
Yeah.
And you.
Not on the Oprah show yet, but people have picked up on it.
And what can they do as a simplified method to help them get to this path?
Work on yourself. Work on your stuff.
For instance,
Find out what you want to do in life. What lights you up. Obviously, you love what you do. You love talking to people. You love having a show.
Right.
So if you want to have a show, go have a show. Go create that. Figure it out. Create it from nothing. Keep following your path. Never give up, and you'll get to a life that you
now,
want to
there
get
are
to.
people who can change in midlife.
Yeah.
You happen to be younger.
I was 27.
You're right, which is not midlife in any way, shape, or form.
No.
But what do we do for someone who's 45 and says, you know, I want to do what he says, but I got to pay the bills. Should I start out slow? What do I do? Do they call you?
Yes.
That's what they do.
You call me.
Yeah.
Or you can follow us on Twitter at Freedom Tank.
Okay.
But yeah, you have to have a burning desire. Well, you know, Napoleon Hill talks about in the book Think and Grow Rich. You have to have a burning desire to change your life. So you have to figure out what lights you up, what gives you passion, and how do you create a burning desire to change your life. Because if you can create a burning desire, then nothing's going to stop you, and your job is not going to get in your way.
Well, how about, if I may, a burning desire to have a hobby in addition to your job that keeps you happy? Is that a secondary okay?
You could do that. I mean, whatever keeps you happy, because happiness is on the road to passion.
And it's contagious, and it flows in everything.
It can flow. You know, most people are not happy. So if you're not happy, figure out why you're not happy.
Right.
You know, go to a counselor, read a book, go watch a movie.
People not sure where to go to make themselves happy. What do you tell them? Go to a counselor. I understand, but what do you tell them?
Happiness is an internal journey.
You ask them to write it down. Maybe I find that people,
writing is good.
if they write down things they think about, then they're more apt to say that is what I meant because I wrote it.
Yeah.
You know.
Affirmations can be powerful. I believe that you can access your subconscious, which is really it's really who's driving the bus.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know what you want and you know who you are and you know what stops you, then you can get to where you want to go. Most people don't know what stops them.
Right. Now there's jobs, there's things out there that we have to do.
No doubt, you got to pay the bills.
You got to pay the bills. So sometimes your passion can't be change your profession, but it can be enhance your life. And enhance it any way you can, because right now if you're sitting there doing nothing, then you need to do something. And if you're nobody, you need to be somebody to yourself.
I think that should be a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Can you say that again?
If you're nobody, you need to be somebody.
And the other part was, you said it was like a 2-part T-shirt.
I forgot that.
That's all right.
Okay. Sometimes I say things and it just
Me too.
But I find it was somewhat alike in that I have an epiphany that you can be sad, you can be glad. I have the choice.
You can control Tony Robbins talks about that. You can control your emotional state. Most people they're like, oh, that's how I am. No, it's who you've learned to be. You've learned to
or
be.
Needed or wanted to be.
But you can change it if you want to.
I mean, doctors are very placid in terms of they talk to you as a doctor.
Right.
They've learned to be that way. Sometimes it's hard for them to, when they get out of the doctor. My brother's a doctor. I love him dearly, but he may not get out of the doctor mentality when he's not a doctor.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And I know he's very, very happy, but he works very, very hard.
Mm-hmm.
But happiness is a choice.
It is a choice.
It
Most
is a
people don't
choice.
get
They
that.
don't
They're like, oh
realize.
well, I'll be happy when, or I'll be happy. No, you got to be happy now, because if you decide to be happy when, 30 years is going to go by being unhappy.
And of course, these old sayings. I live by these silly sayings.
Yep.
You've probably read the 4 Agreements.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Miguel, what's his name?
I don't.
Yeah,
remember.
I read it a couple years ago.
Yeah, but yesterday.
Don't take anything personally is one of the ones that that's a huge
That's
one.
a tough one.
It is, because we have ego.
Right.
It's like, oh, well, they said that, they did this to me. No, they didn't. They said that to you.
I
Get
tell
over it.
people when you open up a door for somebody, you're not opening up for them. You're opening up for you.
Exactly.
You want to feel good about opening a door for that person. Understand who you are.
See, that's a high level spiritual philosophy, what you just said.
And I didn't think that's spiritual.
No,
I love it.
it's universal energy.
Yeah.
It's you get what you send out.
Right.
You get what you think.
The Beatles knew it all around. Right?
Exactly.
What you get is we're so much alike. We're probably in the same generation. Who knows? Close. But this is a wonderful book for people to read, just to get the feeling what it's like to think free.
Exactly.
You're getting them to try to get people to think.
To think. Well, that's what I do. I get people to think. Most people aren't thinking.
And to feel.
Well, yeah, feeling is the higher.
Once you
the
start
higher
thinking,
center.
you might be able to start feeling.
Exactly.
Some people start feeling before they think, and that's a little. You gotta be careful.
Yep.
You know,
It's a balance. Life
yes.
is a balance.
Yes, and you've done a good job of making yourself very happy.
I have. I'm pretty happy.
You ought to be very proud of yourself.
Oh, yeah, I enjoy life. I really do. I like making a difference. So,
Right.
yeah.
And it's, you know, the best things in life are not things. That's one of my favorite sayings.
Exactly.
And of course, having companionship is very important. I can't imagine that energy can be that strong without a companion at some point.
Absolutely.
So my guess is you have a companion too.
Actually, right
Or
now,
a few, who knows?
actually, right now, I have 2 cats and no chickens right now.
Okay, so you have companions.
I'm on a journey to get to the next level, and I'm really focused on what I'm doing. And right now, I need to do that by myself. Although, if the perfect chicken lands on my lap, I'll probably talk to her.
Well, my guess is
If you're out there.
yeah, and I've met you, and I say you're very sociable, you're very talkative. No one should be any worried about you because you're just looking for people to have fun, have a companion who looks at life in a
Looking for a
happier way.
spiritual partner, and I haven't found the right connection with all the right parts yet.
Right.
All the right chicken parts.
Right. It's a beautiful journey.
It is a cool
Many of
journey.
us don't embrace it the way we should.
Absolutely.
Now, and I want to talk to you about you have a film.
Yeah.
And again, folks, if you don't know who we're speaking with Mr.
Herb Palmer Jr.
Herb Palmer Jr. He's a movie maker. He's a author. He's a energy field consultant. He is a Reiki master. He does a lot of things to help you feel good about yourself. And this is why you need to call him at 973-223-8840. I'm sitting here, I'm feeling something, and it's making me a little nervous, but it's all positive. I know.
It's all lobster
positive.
energy.
It's all lobster energy. So now we finished the book, and you have a film company called Pay Attention.
Yeah, it's called Pay Attention Films.
Pay Attention Films.
Yep. And the film is essentially a documentary. I interviewed 10 author entrepreneurs, 4 millionaires, and I asked them 4 strategic questions. Do you believe in luck? Do you know what the law of attraction is? Are you successful? Why or why not? And are you living your dream life? Why or why not? So the rub is, if you say you're successful but you're not living your dream life, what's in the way? Time, money, alcohol, anger, divorce, what stops you? And that's what we addressed in the film with our experts.
Yeah, some of these experts name recognizable or not?
Yeah, one is Susan Winter. She was on the Oprah show many years ago. She's a relationship expert. She's in the city. She writes for the Huffington Post. And the other is a guy named Greg Slamowitz. He sold this company in New York City for $200 million a few years ago. So those are my 2 key cornerstones. The others are medium-level successful people. So.
Do you find, now I'm going to ask, do you find people are different mentally wired from different parts of the country?
Yes. And that came up
Tell
in
me
the,
how that
and that,
works.
it came up in the film, and also different the United States versus other countries. That came up a lot. Different belief systems, different attitudes about success and stuff. That came
And
up a lot.
work ethic.
In all of that, yeah. So region, state areas, certainly countries. It's different. People are thinking differently. Generally high level success, the thinking is the same, but generally
Underneath
the
that,
population,
yeah.
it's different.
For the majority of the population.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. This is Scott Tanker. I'm with Herb Palmer Jr. He's got a lot of energy to share. We're going to take another message, but I want you to stay with us because we got a lot more to talk about. Please, we'll see you in a minute.
Love my style, I'm dancing tonight. My smile from pearly white side. Love myself, love my style. Pearly white, love your smile. From teens to grown-ups braces, they can change your life. All ages and all faces. Your smile from pearly white. Love yourself, love your style. Pearly white, love your smile.
For independent living for seniors age 62 and over, People Inc. offers safe, maintenance-free apartments across Western New York. The affordable rent is income-based. For more information, call People Inc. Senior Living at 817-9090.
In a world where bankers have lost all interest, where robots and fat cats rule our fortunes, one woman will stand up and strive to do the impossible. Be treated like a person. Friends and neighbors will join her quest. Ordinary people will band together against the forces of corporate greed. And together they will form Philadelphia Federal Credit Union, already in a neighborhood near you.
Assurance. It's a word, a touch, a look that sparks a feeling. Peace of mind that everything will be all right. These are the moments that inspire us to do more than you'd ever expect from a car insurance company at a price that's less than you'd expect. This is more than just insurance. This is Plymouth Rock Assurance. Visit us at PlymouthRock.com.
Welcome back. This is Scott Tanker, host of Breakfast with the Boss, each and every Thursday here on Radio Vision Network TV. And as you know, I'm here with Herb Palmer Jr., and he is an energy specialist. And what I mean by that is that he can help you understand yourself, help you find your passion, help you find the light at the end of the tunnel that makes you happier than you are now. And obviously, he doesn't do it for you, he does it with you. You're the one that does it for you. And that's the key.
It is. You have to do it together. And the interesting thing about the whole light at the end of the tunnel, you want to follow the light at the end of the tunnel, but if we work with you this time, it's not a train.
Nice. See? Now this is what you got to do. You got to talk to guys like this because they're not, you may think they're crazy in their head, but they're not. They've done a lot of work, a lot of reading.
30 years worth of work.
And they have really reasons why they think and say what they do. And you need to give them the same respect you give a doctor. So I'm not here to tell you that other than to share with you, you need to try it because I think you're going to be really surprised how good you can feel when you look into yourself as opposed to looking out and blaming everybody else.
It gives you your life back.
And perspective and an introspective that's incredible.
Yeah, it's the inner journey, and most people are afraid to take it because they don't want to look at, oh, that's bad, that's negative. I don't want to look at who I am, but who you are that's your life. And if you don't want to look at your life, you're going to have a life that you don't want to live in.
And you're always a product of your environment. So if you want to change yourself, you need to sometimes change your environment.
Yeah.
This morning I woke up saying, I need to start working out. I need to start
I went to
eating
the
better.
gym yesterday.
See, I drive by the gym twice a day. It's about all.
How does that work for you?
Not good at all.
That's why the gym makes all the money.
Yeah, 12 years now I've been telling myself this. My birthday's coming up. On my birthday,
Happy
I'm starting
birthday.
again. Yeah. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the movie. The movie is coming out. What's the deal?
The movie's out.
What's
It's been out. Yeah, we took about a year and a half to make it.
Mm-hmm.
We filmed in New York City and New Jersey. It's about 45 minutes long. So I don't know how I'm going to completely launch it. I mean, it's not going to be in the movies, so it's like, do I launch it through the internet? Do I launch it through local TV stations? How do I launch it? So I'm really looking
I'd love to talk to you about that.
Yeah,
maybe I have some ideas.
Yeah, we could definitely talk about it. But the film is called Pay Attention, Success Leaves Clues. If you go to YouTube under Pay Attention Films, there's a lot of little clips of it and stuff. So Pay Attention Films on YouTube. You'll be able to see some clips and some of the stuff that we're up to, and maybe even co-brand or co-create with somebody around it. That's what I thought it could really be.
Yeah.
I originally thought it could be connected with a celebrity or someone that wanted, because the whole pay attention concept, you could wrap that around anything.
Absolutely.
Paying attention in life that's important, right? If you don't pay attention, you get hit by a bus.
Yeah.
So you got to pay attention in life.
Yeah. Now, how do when people get a hold of you, how do you work with them? What is your arrangement?
Oh, well, a lot of different ways. So reach out to me and we'll have a conversation. So I can do a 5-minute free conversation for sure.
Just to figure out how you can help.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways we can do it.
And do you help people all over the country? Or
yeah, we can and we have. I mean, with the internet these days and Skype, you can talk to anybody anywhere. So yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very good. And there's so many people in your business that do what they think is what you do, but they really don't. They don't kind of touch upon it based on what I'm hearing today.
Well, I do a lot of different things. I'm not into one box. So
Right.
Filmmaker, author, energy healer, entrepreneur, investor, business owner. So I do a lot of stuff. I do what I love, not what I have to do, because
Right.
I basically get paid while I sleep.
Right.
So I get to do what I want.
So, but
it didn't start that way. It's
right.
a
You
journey.
worked your way through that.
30 years.
Now,
Yeah.
if you're 45, is it still okay to?
As long as you're still
any day,
alive,
right.
any day is a good day to change your life.
Right. That's right. That's absolutely right. You need to speak to this guy. His number is 973-223-8840. Tell the audience how they can get a hold of you in all the different ways other than the
Yeah,
phone.
I mean, we're on Facebook, so Herb Palmer Jr., Palmer Jr. On Twitter at Freedom Tank. What else? That's basically it. If you want to send me an email, I'm at jerseylobster@gmail, jersey like jersey, lobster like lobster @gmail. So that's how you can get in touch with us, and we can have a
Do
conversation.
you have any future projects you can share with
Of
us?
course, I've got 4 or 5 other film projects, but unfortunately, my cinematographer is in Ecuador right now, and he's not coming back anytime soon. So maybe even looking to collaborate. I got some pretty cool projects. One is around making a difference with college students so they don't drop out of college.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of cool projects.
I would think you'd get to a college film department and have them help you create these.
Yeah, it's a possibility. We talked to Fairleigh Dickinson, but we haven't worked out the details yet. But again, I like to co-collaborate. I like to work with people. So that's my specialty.
I would go to a community college. They'll be more interested than a Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yeah.
I think. It's been a pleasure having you on here.
Really great.
The last
Really
couple
enjoyed the
seconds
show.
here, I know there's a couple things you wanted to share with us. Would you
Yeah.
mind, taking
No,
a minute here? He's going to change. He's going to change his whole gig here, guys. So hang loose. There he is.
Here I am. Where am I?
This is right here, the lobster.
I can't even see
Say
myself.
hello to everybody in this camera.
Hello,
right
camera.
here. This
So
is the
you know,
lobster.
sometimes you got to do silly, crazy stuff to get people's attention, and you know, whether it's being silly or whatever, unless you have millions of dollars to go out and do what you got to do. Sometimes you got to do stuff to get people's attention because as long as your content is good,
Right.
then people will be drawn to you.
And you're moral, and you have high
Integrity?
Integrity.
I have
so
super
people
high integrity.
will look at you and say, not say, "Oh, get away."
That
from
guy's
me."
crazy.
No, but they'll say it in a way that. But I think I still want to talk to him, as opposed to he's crazy,
That
I don't wanna get
happens
near.
all the time
Right. He's crazy, but I still want to talk to him.
because he knows something that I might not know.
Right.
Exactly.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Really great meeting
Listen,
you.
I want you to come back on the show.
Love to.
You have a couple more films. When the next project kicked on.
I'd love to.
Because I also want to see after the show, maybe they can help you with your film.
That'd be awesome.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Scott Tanker, Herbert Palmer Jr. We're here, Breakfast with the Boss, each and every Thursday. I have really interesting people like he.
And he's
I'm jazzed.
you're the boss, right? Is that
I
the
am
name of
not.
the show?
You're the boss.
Oh, I'm the boss. Oh, good.
Breakfast with
Thank
the Boss.
God.
You're the boss.
Thank God.
I am just a silly host, but I enjoy meeting people like Herb and many other people who can share their lives, their passion, and their purpose in order to help you. That's what they're doing it for, because they've already helped themselves. So now they're trying to help you. Each and every Thursday, you want to be here. I'll see you next Thursday. Have a great day. Take care.
Awesome.